The Flare, Part 3 ending, other parts down below. I sent a monster, I will paste it here. You do deserve each other. You don't deserve better and couldn't get better. You especially don't deserve me. How could I even look it anymore? You just admitted to me on the phone, like it no big deal, that your self-esteem is gone, and that you have to W yourself to that bean picker or anyone else with a wallet. The strong, confident woman is really just a money digger. I can't believe how easy you are. How you think it's normal to have a boy all lined up, like it's normal. Is this what the women's group taught you? Is that what your mother taught you? Use whatever you got left to keep a sucker there. That loser man boy. I thought you had a lot more integrity and morals. Now I see why you had me in the hotel after our third date. I can't believe I thought better of you and actually defended you. I actually apologized for my accusations because you got so offended by them. I believed you. But no, you were sucking him dry in more ways than one, and in the process, throwing away any respect that I had left for you. I can't believe you let me shake his filthy hand. I don't want anything to do with you dirty people. I should have left you where I found you, swimming with roaches in a shack. I am so much better than this, better than you, and 1,000 times the man that he is. So, all those nights you were going out was to find a sperm donor, a new sucker, enjoy that life, nowhere to go but down, alone, old, and worthless. I never laid a finger on another woman, so of the three of us, I get to keep my head held high and not look back at such despicableness. Thank you for the closure, thank you for boosting my confidence and self-respect. You want so bad to believe that I messed around, just to make yourself feel better about what you're doing. Not going to happen. You can try and justify your actions and downplay what you're doing. I like that you say I only keep my driving job to run around and meet women. Look at you, 14 years of dealing with your jealous accusations, and it's you that is so easy to give it up. Running around to bars looking for a sucker. I never would have given you the house if I knew you would turn it into a brothel. And FYI, until the judge reviews, accepts our agreement and asks us if we agree, it can be stopped. What happens if he loses his job? What happens when he's bored of you in your midlife crisis? You'll have to get dressed up, with 2 pounds of makeup, go out to the bar and pick another loser with no self-esteem to match yours. I wanted to come back and make our marriage work, to keep both parents in the house and be happy. I can't believe I was heartbroken over this garbage. Over a skank. I can't believe you will risk our kid's home, hoping that he sticks around. I deserve so much better, and I had so much better right in front of me, and I said no to her, because I was heartbroken over you, thinking that you fell in love so quickly, so shamelessly. You were choosing between me and him. You don't deserve me. You can't have me. I am so changed right now, you will never see the best me. I'll save it for someone else, someone with morals and dignity, who will make me feel loved and want a loving relationship. Someone with self-respect and dignity. I can introduce you to a few if you like. Your lies about healing and not wanting anyone around you. Your lies about I don't have a man. You lied to me and our son about mom is not ready for that yet. Your own son. If he lives there and you're screwing, that's an adulterous affair, to any judge. Yes, I was recording everything, for a while now, some good stuff too. Would be ashamed to share it. What would the neighbors think? What would your family think? Don't worry, I'm not as low as you. Just don't mess with me. Your father would be rolling over in his grave. His little girl being a W for a dirty nobody. I wanted to save a marriage, but you're not marriage material. Just a cum dumpster, ranting about staying strong for my kids. Keep playing the victim and justifying it. You did it to yourself. Just another middle-aged nobody with 2 kids from 2 different fathers. You're just a hole to him and going nowhere, like him. You think he would be such a great friend if you weren't so easy. How can you bring that garbage into the house with your kids? What kind of woman are you? You disgust me. Thank you for wasting years of my life. Now, I move on to better things, and you stay there, get older, and spread them, until he leaves from boredom, runs out of money, or gets deported. As he climbs off of you later, after he gets his repayment, wipes himself up, after getting the only thing you barely have to offer, which isn't anything special, you can look in the mirror and tell yourself I do it for my children. Whatever makes you feel better about yourself. You're trash to me now. He's going on 50, hopefully he keeps it up, with all your hallway fart breaks. I hope you have the fulfilling life you always wanted, with nothing to look forward to. So that's it. The next morning, it hit me that she was very self-conscious, very insecure, with low self-esteem, worth. She mustered up a lot of strength to decide to divorce. And I forgot how low her self-esteem was. I just was dying inside thinking of her tossing me and moving on with someone else. I think that she was prepared to be alone originally, not thinking that anyone would want her. This lucky guy found someone with low self-esteem. Now I see what she's been going through and believe that she maybe didn't plan this. Just was shocked that finding someone else was that easy and couldn't push away affection that she wanted so bad. The first couple weeks, she didn't take it seriously, just saw him as a flirty friend. Man, did he get lucky. So, my email, full of hate, and tearing apart everything that she was self-conscious about, must have had her crying in the fetal position. I felt like such crap. Why couldn't I shut the hell up? I was calm, we were civil. Now she's probably a huge mess, and he's there comforting her. I know that dude is going to rip me a new one. Honestly, I can't believe I sent that. I was coming out of the shock of finding out for sure what I knew all along in my head, but for some reason I had to know. Maybe Sue bought the 180, figured I'm fine, and just told me since we're done for sure anyway. I couldn't help thinking about her reading that and feeling like X herself. As nasty as she's been to me, her self-confidence issues is an easy target. She hates her body and has low self-esteem. So, I know backpedaling is the worst, but I really feared I would drive her to kill me or herself. I felt like such crap. I sent this email the next afternoon. I'm sorry, just frustration. You wrecked me through all this, and I need to stop trying to be your friend. It just causes more heartache and anger when you reject me. I'm going to leave you alone now. I have a lot to heal from, and don't handle it well. I didn't mean anything in that letter and feel like crap. It was late and I was half asleep. Don't make me feel worse about it. I have a lot to process and get over. I understand everything that you went through and are now going through. I never thought that your struggle with self-confidence was so severe. I wish you could have just explained everything to me as I tried to come back. I tried to tell you many times, even recently, that you shouldn't sell yourself short, that you're a beautiful woman. I couldn't see how bad your self-worth issues were. I had the same self-confidence issues, which is why I took your rejection so bad, and the separation killed me. I didn't see that you were suffering so bad, trying to survive, and you thinking that nobody would want you. I knew that you would get attention quick, because you're beautiful, so I knew that this guy hit the jackpot, and I was jealous. All I could think about was you with someone else, and it made me insane. I didn't realize how your self-confidence was so low. I didn't think you saw yourself like that. I never saw you like that. So obviously, his attention and affection were a surprise to you, and you couldn't push him away. I finally realize now that you couldn't help accepting his kindness. If somebody gives you that wonderful feeling that lifts your self-confidence, it's intoxicating, and that's all you needed from me. I had the same confidence issues, and I knew that you were beautiful and would find someone quick. Unfortunately, at the time, I thought you had all the confidence in the world, because you were looking so good and confident, and I just wondered how you could move on so quick, how you could do all that you were doing. You were just getting much needed attention and help that you didn't expect, and I got it all wrong. And I understand everything now. So, I understand that letter must have killed you. I got so angry with the rejection. I wondered how could she do that, and thought that anger was the answer. So, I made up a bunch of crap and emailed it to you. Now I see that my email was full of everything that you were struggling with, and backpedaling seemed stupid, but I felt horrible when this all hit me today. I thought that you were just being evil to me all this time. I didn't see that you had to do this. So, I so stupidly fought back with a letter full of hate that I didn't mean. Now that I see what you struggle with, I understand everything that you have been going through and doing, and I'm sorry that I didn't get it sooner or was blind with jealousy. I just made assumptions about your actions, but I get it now. Sorry. I hear her talk to the kid on the phone before. He said she sounded in an okay mood. I messed up big time. I was doing so good. It was like someone else sent that email, like it wasn't me. God, I screwed up. I did feel crappy right after, but I listened to the phone calls I have recorded and I feel better. Got her to admit that when I left June 7th, she had the guy coming over the next day. She said that her decision to divorce was this: either take his money or my money. She said that it became physical 3 to 4 weeks later. Who knows what's true, but having him there all the time since I left was pretty crappy to do with kids. They're just starting to go through this. Her son, who is autistic, doesn't seem to care, but my son doesn't like it. She just denies it and says, oh, he's fine. Have been keeping a journal, just in case I try to get him later. Maybe all my posts here would help, with the date stamps. As the meds wore off, and I got my memory back, all the skank red flags started popping up. I think she was a narcissist and had me dependent on her. That's why I went crazy. I was miserable with her, and agreed to the divorce, but then went crazy after I left. Then crazier finding out about this guy. Should never have been prescribed a depression med. I think I was going through narcissism withdrawal. My therapist agrees. Thank God I feel so good. Hope it lasts. I guess I needed to know 100%, like closure. Now she's the skank, I'm happy, and things are looking good. Playing golf, going out with lady friend for a drink maybe today, just as friends. Now today, I am back to believing she just found someone quick, a wallet, and it's his W. These ups and downs suck. I also sometimes obsess about if I am the victim of a narcissist. Or I just hate her, or maybe she thought I was a narcissist. It's like I can't relax unless I figure it out. Other times I just wish her world would come crashing down and she would come crawling back. I have a lot of regret about issues that now make me think I was a narc, but my therapist thinks that when I describe my wife, it sounds like she's a narc. Narc this, narc that. I obsess sometimes. Maybe she just told me that she's using him to not crush me by saying that they fell in love. Everything about their relationship matches exactly how we met. She left her first husband, found me, shy and lonely, came after me, dated a few times, and got physical quick. I was 18 and obsessed, but did lie and deceive a lot, felt insecure about keeping her. But she did some crazy stuff. I could write a book about all the stuff that went on, just to hear what people think after hearing it all. Although I'm blabbing a lot, my anxiety is pretty much gone, and I really don't think about her anymore. Just tonight, I'm not doing good. Girl I kind of like told me to call her tonight, but no answer. I can't look clingy and call again. My confidence was so high earlier, like I knew we would go out tonight. Now just so lonely. Have another friend I can text. She is great and will reply if I text, but not sure if I want to get into her life. I am not looking for a rebound, just friends, but one is amazing. Now I know they just sleep in the same bed, like married. She has no shame. Just filed, and she's mentally moved on by far. Like she found a new narc supply of affection that I wasn't giving. But I didn't give much because she was always a bully, loud, kept me down. When I left, I wasn't just heartbroken, it was like I was in withdrawal. Then finding out about new guy a couple weeks later made me crazy. I wish I had the strength to stick to the 180 then. I did okay but slipped plenty. Now 2 months later, I wish I would have stayed with it. She would definitely be questioning everything. Not that I want her back, but I feel need to win in all of this. Just anger for being fooled and lied to. In her mind, what little love she had for me diminished years ago. I was in a cloud and didn't give enough affection, and we stayed together for the kids, because I provided well. In my mind, it was just the ups and downs of marriage. I felt trapped sometimes, unhappy sometimes, and wondered why I didn't feel loved, but I was dependent on her and had a fear of being alone. This was hardly a real marriage for her all these years, especially the last year, and we both became pretty cold. She felt like the victim in all this and felt codependent, like I was the bad one, but sometimes I felt the same about her. So, she prepared well in advance to let me go, and that's why she had absolutely no emotion when I left, no care in the world about me, like I never existed. She's trying to be independent, with a friend that pays for stuff and gives her money, which she rewards him for. I can't hate him, as he is a gullible shy man boy, who is probably obsessed with her like I was in the beginning. She's admitted to using him and not caring if he realizes it or not. The more and more I realized what trash she is, the more I felt better. It's so easy for people to say, just move on, go out have fun. But 14 years is a while, and it started when I was 18. It was so hard to accept that that's all over, and even though I do feel like it all will be okay now, and even though I see her as a prostitute, and even though I hate her for all she did, I can't help to think about the what-ifs, and I can't help that I feel a little something when I see her, while picking up the kids. But I know it's over, and I am just lonely sometimes. Sometimes I feel great, like single life is cool, and I can wait for someone special, but I am craving affection and attention a lot, and seem to be attracted to any female that pays me attention. I did go out again, with the 2 Spanish girls, one I work with, and her young cousin who speaks no English, just a friendly night out. But it's my first time being single since 18, and in an environment not very comfortable. Spanish bar, nightclub, loud music, and dancing which I am not great at, but I did okay. My Spanish is okay, I can talk okay with the younger one. Looks like they just want to cheer me up, help my confidence. I thought that my friend was trying to get me to meet her younger cousin and see what happened, but maybe not. Normally, I wouldn't think much about it, and just go with it, have fun. But this girl is amazing, a perfect 10 my god. Recently single, shy, with a 3-year-old boy. I definitely won't let myself get used again, but that's not what's happening here. I was so ready to stay strong and be single, but damn, this girl is something else. I have such a strong urge to tell my friend something, but that could scare them both off, me looking clingy. What a mess. Maybe I should focus on being single, working on myself, and if they stay friends and something happens one day, well then great. Just a new different world for me. The emotions and feelings do suck though. No matter how much I hate her, I definitely could have prevented this. It's a long, long story, but I wasn't affectionate enough. She craved affection, but was a pain in my bottom, a feisty Latina, and had me depressed, in a cloud, not feeling loved, so I didn't give affection, didn't feel like it a lot. The affection I did give, she would call crumbs, and act like they didn't matter because it wasn't consistent. If I wasn't so clouded with stress and work, and would have just been more loving, this would have never happened. No matter what people say about moving on, it's near impossible, especially after you leave and have a real awakening that is ignored or not trusted. No 180 could ever work, especially with this third party who is Mr. Affectionate probably, and she's in fantasy land, and obviously banging like rabbits. 14 years, and now this. And here I am typing on my phone at 2 in the morning, with my self-esteem shot, wondering who's going to want me. The regret is what burns a hole through me. I had it so good, got comfortable, treated her like she would always be there. She became codependent, which I didn't realize. I always felt like the victim, but I was mute to her cries for me to wake up, come out of my cloud, treat her like I love her. She didn't need a hunter-gatherer. She just needed attention, affection, love, and maybe I was depressed a little by her complaining, put-downs, bossiness. She was never happy, so hard to please. But I like having a woman in control, strong. My neglect, although to be fair wasn't constant, is what drove her to prepare for this. She let me go long before I actually left. Her friend, I guess, was in the right place at the right time, and he's a very affectionate guy, just what she craves. Plus, her self-esteem was low, and he was there to tell her everything she needed to hear. He's a guy, and hit the jackpot. So, there was no stopping this relationship. may not be a real relationship. She was ready to be single and could be having a little fun, using him for money, like she did to me admittedly. I can't fix it, and wouldn't want to walk on eggshells constantly, just to keep her sort of happy. Maybe just wasn't meant to be. But thinking of her happy, and this dummy she found, in the bed that I was in just 10 weeks ago, there's no way anybody can honestly say that it doesn't affect them, unless they take meds that duck up their heads. Grieving sucks, regret is the worst, venting to strangers helps. This last week, an amazing calm came over me. I never mentioned that I was an introvert, and that probably didn't help in my marriage. I didn't even know what an introvert was a few months ago. I just thought I was shy. I was afraid of being alone after I left my house, and lost all I knew since I was 18. I went nuts. But now that it's sunk in that I need to give up hope, let it go, I have actually been liking the alone time. A few times in the marriage, we had the money for a trip, and she really wanted to visit family in Costa Rica, and I was relieved when she would be okay going with the kids and leaving me home for a few weeks. I couldn't get off work anyway. I used to be relieved when she would go out with friends at night, and I had the house to myself. Many other traits of an introvert, as I'm learning more, were probably seen by her as me being not interested in her, just in my own cloud. But I was dependent on her and did love her. That's why I maybe agreed to separate, divorce too easily. And after it was real, I flipped out. I went crazy thinking, what the hell are you doing? What's happening? Realizing that this is me, and her jumping to another relationship so quickly, finally sunk in, that we are not the same people, not much in common, and enough already, just let it go. And I felt so much better this last week, with only a couple downs that passed quick. I was so worried about how people saw me, about who's going to want me. I seem to care less and less about other people's opinions. I just care about my boys and want to put my effort into them. When I met my ex, I was so self-conscious and changed a lot about myself to keep her, and look how that turned out. Her first husband, me, and this new guy she's messing with are all the same: shy, quiet, respectful. Yes, that's what she likes, someone to kick around. The last few years, I've been getting more assertive, and that seemed to cause more problems. If she doesn't have total control over everything, she's not happy. So, I wished her good luck, and I am ready to just see what each day throws at me, and not obsess about finding someone. After all, I haven't been single since 18. I'm 32 now. I need to chill and have some fun, hit the golf course, the casino, whatever. I'm afraid that I am attracted to extroverts that will be a little controlling. Not like I need a mommy, but something like that. Yesterday, I picked up the kids, and with her new friend sitting right next to her on the porch, I chatted with her, BS a bit, laughed about a couple inside jokes, and left feeling fine. She's let her guard down around me, seeing that I'm being cool about it all now. I was a mess before. This was a long time coming. We both knew it. Last night, while lying in bed, I pictured her next to me, pretended that it was all just a bad dream, and I had her next to me, and after all she did, I asked myself, do you really want her next to you? Besides to get laid, or feel like you want her back? Do you want that all back? About 5 seconds of thinking, and I said no. Yes, I'm lonely. Yes, I want to be with someone. But to say that I will make her happy forever, without having to try, and be happy myself, would be a lie. So, her, and her landscaper that can't speak English, and is probably illegal, can have a blast. What the hell was I jealous about? I just wanted my possession back, my comfort zone back. This is a new life for me, and I have to just let crap happen on its own. Last 2 weeks have been great. Only 3 months since we separated, and I thought it would take a year to get feeling this good. Maybe it wasn't true love. I see my ex a lot since we have shared custody. Me and the new guy sort of get along, even though he doesn't speak English. We give the old what's up eye glance. He's more introverted than me, and her first husband was the same, so I guess I know her type for sure. My ex is already bugging him about his exes. She wants to talk to them. She thinks he's hiding stuff, already found out a little from his friends. She's already messing this new relationship up. But she's not the only insecure one. He's worse and will probably cling on as best he can. She says that he's actually jealous of me and doesn't trust her when she's gone longer than she should be. She had big abandonment issues, which is why she jumped into this mess. Probably, she subconsciously loves him being jealous. She's opened up more to me, even tells me about his issues in bed and other problems. I get they were more friendly now, but I don't need to be the shoulder to cry on. She says that if it doesn't work out, she would never come crawling back to me. I'm not sure, especially since my 180 is going so well. I know it ticks her off. Her calls to vent about this guy. I act uninterested, busy, get her off the phone quick. The other day, the guy cooked something. My kid was in the middle of eating it, and when she told him that the guy cooked it, he pushed it away, said he didn't want it. Funny. Anyway, it sucks being lonely, especially at night, but now that I'm feeling great, making friends, going out, life is looking up, not so worried about finding someone, like it's a competition. Last weekend I tried my best score ever on the golf course, a record that I made 1 week before I met her 14 years ago. Made me feel good. I'm doing great with the 180. The no-contact rule is tough when you live 10 minutes apart and have shared custody of children. For the sake of the children, we smile and play nice. I can't go no contact when there's a child appointment. first day of school jitters, and not to mention, we help each other out when one of us has something to do and wants to change around the planned time with kids. If I burned bridges with the beast, then I wouldn't be playing in this golf tournament next weekend that I broke my ass qualifying for. Next week Tuesday, she has something to do in the afternoon, so I will get the kids off the bus. We're not at each other's throats, and no contact is not an option. 1, because I'm not trying to win her back, not anymore, and 2, we have children, one which is autistic. I am, however, still pissed about everything she's done, and stick to the 180. For me, and to piss her off, which I can tell it is. She was a narcissist and a manipulator. She was planning on getting me being a begging sissy, so she could play with me and use me. I can't help but feel good inside when I know someone told her they saw me out last weekend with some fine chick, just a friend. She starts asking questions, and I blow her off. It's great. Her relationship with this rebound guy is starting to crumble, and although she said never again W me, I think she's seeing that it was a mistake and is taking an interest in what I'm up to. Now, a month ago, sure, I would have been a sucker and went right back, mostly because I am lonely. But now, I have some new friends, and I am starting to have a social life finally, after 14 years of not being allowed to have friends, especially women. I had abandonment issues, just like her, and I was self-conscious about myself. On top of that, if you know anything about narcissism, you'll understand why I went crazy when I became a stranger to her in one day. She found a new supply, a new sucker. I was becoming more assertive the last year or so, standing up to her, and that was a no-no. She had me depressed and codependent. Everything about her is toxic. But, as long as she has someone to abuse, she's pretty civil with me, knowing that I'm onto her. When she starts with the whining about her boyfriend, I do shut her right up. If it's not about the kids, I'm not talking about it with her. No contact game had no chance. She's been busy manipulating this poor sucker, getting him obsessed with her, and I can see it all over his face. He's like her puppy dog. Such garbage, all of them. I'm not here to cry about my ex, duck her, just felt like saying something since it's been a couple weeks since I said anything. How could any human being not take glee in hearing that their manipulative skank exit affair is falling apart? If people think that I'm still hung up on her, that's fine. If people think that I'm only telling myself what I need to hear, that's fine. 3 months ago, I was heartbroken because she was all I knew since I was 18. I thought she found someone else that she loved. Nope, she just became a prostitute basically. Found a new victim. Once I started seeing what a pig she really is, and how she used me, that helped me get over it much quicker. Yes, there was an anger phase, but now I'm at peace. I spent countless hours in therapy, just watching the therapist's chin hit the floor. The more I told him about my marriage, the more he showed me about my toxic relationship. I never even knew what a narcissist was, and I had no idea what codependency was. I wanted to leave my house, but quickly after, I went nuts, like PTSD. After being schooled about these manipulators, all the red flags started popping up, and they still are. She was like a med that I have finally withdrawn from. I go to sleep like a baby now. I wake up for work and whistle while I shave. It wasn't love. It was hell. I just didn't realize it until I was out of it. 14 years of being told I was nothing. I was stupid. My family was stupid. My hobbies were stupid. I could not survive without her. She knew he was introverted when she met me, and that I had no confidence and was lonely. We were like rabbits the first few months that we were dating, which started when I was still in high school, and she was 25. Of course, I was obsessed with her. Of course, I latched onto her like a baby. After she got her citizenship, and my son was born, it got bad, but I couldn't leave. I believed her BS and didn't think I could be alone. Her new guy is the same as I was, and I honestly feel bad for him. But I can't say nothing to him. People told me plenty before I was married, and I wouldn't listen. I defended her. I needed her. She had me good. Now, it's like a whole new world opened up for me, and I feel better than I have in many years. This weekend and next, I have plans to go out at night, with guys and girls. New friends, that make me feel more loved than 14 years with that sociopath. The 180 games, or no contact games, don't apply anymore. I still do the 180 for me, but there is very little effort involved, because it is how I really feel now. And no, there would be no chance in hell of me getting involved with that mess ever again. I'm enjoying being single, and if someone wants to change that, they better be amazing. My comment: what did you think about the final ending from this OP? It takes time for a person to rebound from a separation, but I am glad OP did alright. Did you like the ending? Comment down below, and I got one more afternoon lesson for you.